Hey guys, what's going on? You might have noticed recently on YouTube there's a NASA scientist saying that Planet X is non-existent, it never existed, it's mythology, it's all lies, it's not coming, it's not going to hit Earth, and so forth. But I beg to differ. Here is a rare video clip. Some of you may have seen it, some maybe not, of Zacharia Sitchen actually doing an interview with a Naval Observitory scientist. This was back in 1990, and at the end of the video, in about 2 or 3 minutes, they're clearly going to say that they are almost 100% sure that Planet X does exist. And you'll notice when that caption comes across the screen, it is actually a NASA scientist who says it. So I apologize for the low quality. This is actually being taped from a Android phone off a television, and if that's not bad enough, it's also a VHS tape. So please just value this short clip for its empowering content and not so much for the quality. All right, I appreciate it. Let's get started, guys.
Maybe you wish to tell us in a few minutes the nature of those discoveries.
I'd be happy to, and you're absolutely right. As a matter of fact, the date on here, I was just noticing, is 14 August 1978, which is just about 6 weeks after we discovered the fact that Pluto has a satellite. Once you have a satellite for a planet, you can determine how heavy it is. It turns out Pluto was very much smaller and lighter weight than we had thought, which meant that Pluto has no influence, no appreciable influence on the motions of the planets Uranus and Neptune. At that point, we voiced the
that's Zacharia Sitchen there.
There is at least one yet-to-be-discovered planet in the outer reaches of the solar system, and this naturally led directly to you and your interest in what we're doing, and that's when you sent me this book.
You have then postulated the existence or the appearance in some time years ago of a celestial body which you, I think, named in this paper an intruder,
yes,
which may have collided with or somehow turned on their side both Uranus and Pluto.
It did a lot more than that, as a matter of fact. In that paper, we hypothesized that this intruder passed very close to Neptune, that it dislodged one of what we didn't think were many satellites of Neptune, and one of them became the planet Pluto. We actually think Pluto was an escaped satellite of Neptune. This will also take the orbit of Triton, the big satellite of Neptune, and reverse it. We'll take the orbit of the satellite Nereid and extend it outwards. We can produce all of the observed aspects of the satellite system of Neptune plus Pluto's orbit just with this one single intruding planet. One of the things we did in 1978, having made this prediction that there was an additional planet, 10th or 12th, depending on your point of view, but it's the next one, we sort of put our money where our mouth was, as it were, and we went out and we started looking for this thing. We've been searching for 12 years for this thing. We've been able to refine the search area somewhat, get it rather narrowed down. We do our predictions based on the observed anomalies in Uranus and Neptune. We actually are currently looking down in the region of Centaurus, which is just south of the constellation Libra, but very close to the area that you've talked about.
I think, Dr. Harrington, you have a pretty good picture, at least in your own mind, of what we are talking about, a big planet, a small planet.
Well, if it is in the kind of orbit that we describe here, it would have to be a planet that would have a mass something like 3 to 5 times the mass of the Earth. This would put it intermediate between the gaseous planets like Uranus and Neptune and the terrestrial planets that we have in the inner part of the solar system. So if this planet turns out to be in a 3,600-year orbit, then its mass would be correspondingly larger. But we're talking about something it's a perfectly reasonable kind of planet. It looks like a good, nice planet, small enough that it's not going to be completely enveloped in gas. So it's perfectly capable of supporting life forms of one kind or another. This one here is the map of the solar system as we know it. The inner planets, this is the orbit of planet Pluto. And this here is the orbit that I have proposed for the 10th planet. And here's where we think it is right about now in its orbit. This is your orbit for the planet, and showing that it would come out of Sagittarius in biblical times. And that
now that's almost identical to Comet Elenin's orbit, reversed of course, but almost identical.
If planet X exists, we are not alone in this solar system.
Astronomers are so sure of the 10th planet, they think there is nothing left but to name it. Alone he stretches out the heavens and threads upon the farthest field. He arrives at a great view.
Okay, and as you can see, that last quote that was on the screen was by NASA itself. So, you know, people that tell other people that they're absolutely crazy for believing in this Planet X theory, you know, we're just ones that, you know, grew up with the lore, grew up with NASA actually saying that this planet was out there. 20 years later, they want to change their ideas. They want to make everyone feel like they're absolute nutcases because the thing is getting closer and closer as the days, weeks, and years go on. You know, mass panic can't be distributed at the hands of NASA and the government, so they have to keep it quiet. But I hope this video helps shed some light on this whole Planet X theory. And the proof is in the actual quotations and sayings from NASA themselves. Thank you. If you would like to know more about Zacharia Sitchen's work, you can Google him. He has a series of books called The Earth Chronicles, in which he goes in depth and into detail about this Planet X, the Sumerian culture, lore, and mythology, and Planet X, or as he refers to it as Nibiru. All right, thank you very much. Have a good afternoon. Have a good night. Have a great day.